So a TV show, since that is the easiest question for me by a mile. And my favourite TV show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Always has been, always will be. Maybe not always will be, but probably. I just have really fond memories of it growing up as a kid. Like coming home from school, which is like really bad, and just that always used to be my. That always used to be my like happy space, you know. And I've watched every series, like, I'm not joking, like 10 times over or something. So when I say I love it, okay. Movie. My favourite movie of all time, I think, is Jurassic Park. I find that if someone asks you that question, rather than like mulling over, it's always the first film that comes into your mind, and every time it's Jurassic Park. So iconic for its time, iconic even today. And favourite book, I don't read that much actually, because I have always struggled with reading. Looking over there because I actually recently dug out all of my Goosebumps books that I had when I was a kid. They were in the loft at home, and I was going to do some Goosebumps tapping. The covers are just really fun and nostalgic for me anyway. The slime and the embossed. And I was going to... anyway, I'm going on a tangent. So, Buffy, Jurassic Park, Goosebumps. Let's say that. What is your biggest fear? So, sharks, of course. I mean, I'm grateful that they're not anywhere and you have to be in the sea to encounter them, but I know as soon as my little toe goes in the sea, there will be one out there waiting for me, so I avoid that as much as possible. I always say I'd rather get eaten by a crocodile than a shark. I'd be interested to know your thoughts on that, but I just feel like they'd stew you in way quicker than a shark, which is what I'm here for. How long have you been practicing yoga? So I think that might have been from my thirsty yoga picture that I posted. I actually started yoga in lockdown. I was doing it on FaceTime with my friend, now flatmate. Since we wasn't like waking up and walking to work or travelling to work anymore, the morning routine was to get up and just do some yoga, which is really nice. We just used to FaceTime each other and look each other's butts on the floor before work. So we get that for the best part of a year. I would love to get back into it. It's just I'm lazy. I'm not a morning person, so I'm more for gym in the evening and activities in the evening rather than getting up early and like living your best life before work. That's just... It's Deliveroo here. Well, it's not mine, so whatever. So yeah, I say a little under a year for you practicing yoga. Okay, so another one is, what is your sexual I was thinking, so I was thinking I could have done like a devil well-being coach kind of character. Again, still not mad about that idea, but the kind of monster aspect of my channel, which is a large part of its name, has kind of not faded away, but has faded away. Because I guess there was contraction without getting up into all the like monster gear and like having to like spend money on all sorts of like monster gear. So that's why I have the latex mask. Oh, there's my bad habit coming back again. What do you do for work? Okay, so I am a VFX artist. I work Monday to Friday, 9 till 6. So trying to get the ASMR in consistently and more than once a week, I find quite a challenge. I have loads of cuts in my ASMR because I would love to be someone that just hits record and just does like a seamless take. I see it happening all around me from other channels, but I just can't. I have like a gurgly tummy, like planes, trains, and most of all, so many awkward pauses. I am just like not a natural in the front of camera, so I am just chip chopping all over the place. And then the editing as well just takes forever. However, that was not the question. The question was, what do I do for work? I'm a VFX artist, so I have been working in the industry for like 10 years. Well, more than 10 years, but I've been in my current role for 10 years. And I've been fortunate enough to work on some really cool films. My most recent project was, excluding the one that I'm working on now, but it's Jurassic World, the new one that's coming out. I forget its name, like Dominion or Domination. I should know this, but I don't. And then, where else have I been? I was on Mission Impossible before. No, that was after Jurassic. Mission Impossible, Jurassic. Then this is getting loosey-goosey, but so I've worked on Bond and Eternals and Mandalorian Series 2, which was the most stressful project of my life. Then I'm looking at the Blu-rays up there again. So like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, we've got Star Wars, The Last Jedi, Solo, Thor, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Avengers, Endgame, and Spider-Man, Away From Home, and yeah, so all the kind of like general films that you might expect. So yeah, that's what I do for work. I work in film, so the art VFX is the green screen, and then we put the CGI in once the stuff comes back from set. I'm not actually on set, I'm in post-production office. Also, what's your specialty dish? I would say I do a mean chicken, shredded chicken. Let's not get a twist, no minced chicken. It's shredded chicken, butternut squash, pesto, lasagna, and a coq au vin. I do a good coq au vin, and I'd say they're my top two, to be fair. What's your favourite song? What's your favourite song? I go through like loops of songs. Do I play any instruments? No, I do not. Although I'd like to play the piano. Never will ever attempt to learn it, but in my fantasy, my French vanilla fantasy, I can play the piano. Brotherhood, lots of Ghibli's. Sword of the Stranger is possibly one of my favourite, if not my favourite, anime film. Sword of the Stranger, Sword of the Stranger. I do have on my anime list, and there's like loads on there that are like really like roguely random and incredible, because like Eastern storytelling I think is so much more imaginative and creative than Western. You're taken to like a completely different level of imagination, which is why I love it. Why I love it. That's good English. Why I love it. And why I should start watching it again. Favorite song though, I would say currently, if I went to Spotify. Okay, so if I go to library, top songs of 2021, and I can give you my top selection from the top. Okay, so my number one song from 2021 is Troubled Paradise by Slater. Troubled Paradise by Slater, which is really, 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 really good. And then we've got BDE by Shy Girl. Very, very good. Very, very, very good BDE by Shy Girl. And also there is Kissy Kissy by Isaac Dunbar. Kissy Kissy by Isaac Dunbar. Also very, very good. And another banger is All the Things She Said by Poppy. All the Things She Said by Poppy, which is the cover of the tattoo. All the Things She Said by Poppy, which is banging. And I could go on and on about this, but you asked for a favourite song and you got more than one, so yeehaw. What inspired you to start an ASMR channel? I guess lockdown inspired me to start an ASMR channel. I think, obviously, like when I say lockdown, obviously there's COVID and the government shut everything down, so usually you would go out, go to the gym, just go out, get drunk, be hungover, go to work, kind of circle of life thing. Like, at least I say the pros, like the positive that came out of like COVID and lockdown was not self-discovery, but it's like getting to figure out more of what you like, because you've got time to like sit and think about stuff. And I was just YouTubing the hell out of YouTube, and I came across a cat getting a massage, and that was my ASMR ship setting sail. So from that cat, I just felt really inspired to do some myself. I figured, why not? I can definitely do it. I've always been creative. Like, I come from an arty background, like with my like dyslexia, and academically I'm a bit of a no academically, but in terms of like art and creativity, that's where I do really well. So it felt like a bit of a no-brainer for me to at least give it a go. And here we are. So my pronouns are he, his, they. Would you rather have arms for legs or legs for arms? I would definitely have arms for legs, as long as I keep my arms for arms. Just have 4 arms. So many hands. I think 4 feet are pretty useless. Would you rather never be able to make a decision for yourself, or have everyone else in your life's decision? Wait, okay. Would you rather never be able to make a others to help you rather than being the one that helps other people. That's more my vibe. It's not, I am very helpful, okay? It's just this answer to this question. What's your favourite game and what do you do in your free time? So my favourite game series is Uncharted. And I have the most nostalgia for Uncharted 2. But they're all great. But Uncharted 2 I lived multiplayer with my friend, yoga friend, now flatmate. We just spent like forever on Uncharted multiplayer. So that's great. I have, like, when I was growing up as well, I loved playing Tekken. So hella Tekken, hella Uncharted. Also, my most current, which actually isn't that current anymore, but the most recent game I played that I think is the best game, sorry Uncharted, is God of War, and it was so good. Like, it really got me wanting to, like, I remember being at work and just being itching to, like, leave the office and go back home just so I can play the game, and I haven't had that in years. So in my spare time I like to go to the gym. Pretty much I gym in the evening, do ASMR, that's kind of it really. Just spend my life on YouTube, ASMR, gym. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, if you were a Pegasus, what would your name be? See, I actually googled this one because I was like, is there a technicality to these names? Like, do I just pick a name for myself? And I think they're meant to be kind of like majestical and a bit fancy. So it could be called like I'll get back to you on that. Okay, what is your favourite genre of music? What are your hobbies? Okay, so hobbies, just answered, like gym and stuff. But favourite genre of music, my Spotify Wrapped came for me once again with pop as my top genre. Every year I'm like, I'm too cool for pop, way too cool for pop now. It's always pop. I guess pop's cool, right? What is your zodiac sign? So I'm a Gemini. I'm not big on like the zodiac and all that jazz, but my mum did say that Geminis are not two-faced. We are multifaceted, which I like the sound of. Okay, how tall am I? I'm 6 foot. 6 foot. I am 6 foot. Are you a summer or a winter person? I like my seasons. Like, I love summer. I love hot weather. I'm not one of these people that just hates the heat. I love the heat. But I also like the cold as well. Like, by the time summer's finished, especially in the UK, like, the weather's just never great. So by the time the like drab summers come to an end, I'm like, let's just crack on with like autumn and winter. Let's just get cold, please. Did you mull over many channel names before choosing ASMR Monster? Does the name come with a tail? So it kind of falls back on where I came up with the concept of like being this monster character. And I don't really remember any other names. I think that kind of felt pretty quick for me. And I just kind of liked it. So I wish I could like get deeper there, but I came up with that pretty quick. Where have you travelled? Favourite place you've travelled? Okay, so I most recently went to, before COVID, so in 2019, I went to Japan for the second time. Japan is just incredible. It's my favourite place to go to in the world, and Just love the culture, love the food, people, just no complaints. But before then, 2019, I went to Vancouver, and that was great. Really, really fun city. And that was like my latest too. I've been around Europe a lot because being in UK growing up, parents would just take you to like European holidays like Turkey, Greece, Spain, like all of that. But naturally, I haven't really travelled the UK much. No, I have. Well, England and Scotland, tick tick. Wales, I'm going to for New Year. And then I haven't been to Ireland, although I am half Irish, so I really should go. Oh, and I've been to like America and stuff, so I have family in America, so New York. I've been to Toronto as well, Florida. Yeah, so been about. What's an ASMR trigger you enjoy when others do it but don't fancy doing it yourself? I find I don't really feel inspired to like tap things much. You know, my throat is constantly trying to like be the star of the show. Yeah, I never really feel too inspired to like tap objects. Maybe I just need to like get into the groove of tapping objects more. Like I usually prefer to like explore the noises I can make with like my mouth or my body, like tapping me. Whereas I don't look at like a shoe and think I'm gonna tap the shoe. But I do enjoy it when people tap things. Like I love it when people tap things, but I just don't feel inspired to tap things. How old are you? And when did you discover ASMR? So yeah, I discovered ASMR in lockdown, as I recently answered. Age, I'm 35, 35, born in 1986. Yeah. What's your favourite singers, rappers? So, if I'm to jump back into my Spotify playlist, I can just like whiz through and just blurt some out. So, I like Dominic Fike, he's in my tops. Then we got Lil Nas X, Isaac Dunbar, Kevin Abstract, Ryan Betty. We have 88 Rising, which is really, really good. Rich Brian, Clave, he's not really a rapper though, not at all. And Joji's like big. He's not really reached my 2021 list because he was absolutely rinsed in 2020, but Run by Joji. Run by Joji is just so good. So I hope that fills the hole. I do have any social media platforms outside of YouTube, so my social media tag is ASMR Monster _, and I use that on Instagram and Twitter, which I'm trying to be more active on now. And I also backed it for TikTok and Twitch. Oh my god. But I'm not active on there yet. For TikTok, I was gonna like take all my current videos and just make them real snappy and edit them down. But I'm like too old. I'm 35. Like, what's TikTok, you know? So I need to figure that out. I need to look at some tutorials. But yeah, I am on Instagram and Twitter, although I'm probably more responsive on YouTube. I find it really hard to dip into my inbox. I'm really bad with inboxes. Like my phone, I'm barely responding to like family, let alone the world in an inbox. So I'm more likely to see anything from you on YouTube comments. But by all means, slide into my DMs if you so wish. There's no harm. What type of exercises do you like? Do you work out? Do you prefer gym workout or swimming pool perhaps? I do go to the gym. I try to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week in the evenings. Lately I've been doing upper body split, legs, upper body split. Because I find that really wakes my muscles up the best, and I get like the best pump when I do upper body. Although I haven't been for a while because I'm currently isolating with COVID, so I feel my gains slipping away, which is really upsetting. And I falter drastically with my diet. If I got my diet on track, my gains would be so much better. But the hardest part about working out isn't the working out, it's what you do after, and that's where you get the most impact as well. So I really need to like make a 2020 like sort yourself out resolution. So yeah, working out over swimming, although I do like splashing about in the pool on holiday. What type of camera do you have? Quality is amazing. Okay, so this camera is really old. All the noises. So it's a Canon EOS 600D. I got it the first time I went to Japan. I think that was in 2014. And it's been sitting in my wardrobe unused pretty much ever since. So come lockdown, I blew that dust off, and it's definitely earned its cost now. It's come out of retirement. It had a very quick retirement, and now it's back out. I do recommend it though. I just used the lens that came with it, the kit lens, which is the 18-55mm. But I would like to upgrade, like as soon as possible, really, to a camera that allows autofocus. Because I find if I don't get the depth right, I'm either like a little blurry or whatever, and it also stops recording after 12 minutes each time. So I constantly have to like hit record, stop, hit record, and it breaks my flow when I get into it. So new camera will be great, 2022. And I use the Blue Yeti, which is just relatively inexpensive, and I just have it plugged into my laptop. The fan isn't going on it, which is incredible, and I just have that fed into Audacity, and that records, and I edit in Audacity. What is a guilty pleasure song that you love to sing in your car alone, but you'd be embarrassed to play it if your friends were with you in the car? I don't drive, so there's no embarrassing singing. Just living in London, growing up in London, I've never needed to drive because public transport is really good. So I just haven't embarrassed myself in a car yet. Are you single? I am. Yes, I am very single. I've been single for quite some time. A bit dead inside, but aren't we all? Drop the skincare routine. So I don't have much of a routine. Like when I'm in the shower, I'll do it. But otherwise, I don't do it like twice a day. Like if I shower in the morning, I'll do it in the morning. If I shower in the evening, it's done in the evening. But when I'm showering, I just use Kiehl's. See, if I had autofocus, I could do the fancy, However, it's just blown out now. It's Kiehl's Centella Sensitive Facial Cleanser. It's really good. Like, it doesn't dry skin out. I feel so really hydrated after coming out of the shower. And then slap on a bit of toner. So I use the Ultra Facial Toner. Again, it's from Kiehl's. It's really good. It's like really milky, and you don't get like stinging skin when you use it. Like the cleanser doesn't dry skin out. This doesn't give you like any sort of burning sensation. And then I'll just use some Aesop moisturizer, Mandarin facial that's my like routine as such, which is like kind of routineless, but that's what I use when I do it. Okay, well, we're getting to the top. You're going to be well asleep now, but we're getting there. If you could be any animal, what would you be? Okay, so naturally you kind of go to things that could fly or swim, right? I think I'd sacrifice all of those other worlds, and I'd want to be something that can watch TV, so I'd be a cat. I am a dog person, but I'd be a cat because cats also have their freedom, so I can watch TV and go out when I want. And most importantly, people just want to tickle me all the time, and I love tickles, scratches, back rubs, all of that. I'm all for it. I want it. Just give it to me. Make me a cat now. Okay. What was the very first thing that triggered your ASMR? Like the very, very first thing you remember? I think I've always found visual triggers triggering when people like reach you. I'm too far away to like go through it properly, but you know what I mean. When you'd be examined by the doctors and they're close, they're not touching, but they're very close. It's just that presence that gives you like this like tingle, this like comforting tingle. I enjoyed. So I guess I've always had a visual trigger. Are there any ASMR triggers that you hate? Hate's a strong word. Hate's a very strong word. I hate that. I hate my gurgly like throat all the time. That's why I have to cut so much, because like every freaking minute I'll have a gurgle. So I hate that. And I hate noisy eaters so much. It's not my fault. I was going to say it's not their fault, but it really is their fault. So mukbang isn't really my vibe. I just find it like quite gluttonous and a bit repulsive. Yeah, that's the D right there. Would you like to do a soft, which is kind of strange, right? Because I quite enjoy doing like mouth sounds, which is kind of like a cousin to mouth sounds for like eating, right? But I think when you're doing mouth sounds, you kind of cut out the gluttonous side of mukbang and noisy eating, which is the bit that kind of like repulses me. It's like the chomping, the ingesting. Whereas mouth sounds is just a tongue slip sliding around. Would you like to do a soft speaking video? This is probably going to wake people up that are already asleep, but I don't know if I have a very pleasant soft spoken voice. It feels a bit raspy, a little gravelly, a little baney. It's something that I probably have to like work on. I find it like a pretty tight throat when I do it as well. But I'm not against it. I actually did like attempt a Q&A yesterday evening to answer questions, and I thought it would be fun to build a gingerbread house whilst I did it. It's like a little extra ASMR. It turns out within like an hour I answered 3 questions because I was so into the gingerbread house making, or not making, the trying not to destroy everything ing. It didn't really work out, and through that I couldn't focus on giving a good whisper, so I just was talking normally, not even the soft spoken. It was like gone. But yeah, I would like to try and do some soft speaking, but again, I just need to be more comfortable doing it and make it sound not quite so like, you know what I mean? I mean, you're hearing it, you can probably get what I mean, but I need to work on it. So I'm going to go back to whispering now. based in London, still live in London. So no Aussie, I'm afraid. And then I'm also half Irish, but as I said, I have not actually been to Ireland yet, which is sacrilege. Favourite Kylie Minogue song and album? Well, I can't tell you any of her albums, because I'm not a fan. Although there wasn't a point in my life where I was a young twink and I was spinning around, not to that one, but it was the one with the Sisters. Was it I Believe, Do You Believe? That one. I remember loving that song when I was a kid. And then, okay, we have one that says, what is your favourite ASMR artists? So I actually, well, there's the obvious one. The first one that always said is GB. She was probably the first one that kind of like really got me into ASMR, and I watched a lot of her like kind of how-tos and like how she sets up her like room and stuff to like find out what I should get. So she's been a big help for my setup and generally just falling asleep as well. She recently released a video that it's like 2 hours of like a creative process from like start to finish. I've tried to watch it so many times and I've never got to the end because I'm always asleep before the end. So GB's really good, and I like Dean ASMR. I think he's absolutely hilarious. It just cracks me up. So as much as I like falling asleep to ASMR, I do watch it for like entertainment as well, and I find he's like one of the most entertaining people doing it. And there's Tyson ASMR. We also have Skyst, obviously really good. And there's definitely more. But they're the top ones that come to my mind straight away. Favourite cuisine? What a question, time like this. I love Italian, carbs, pizza, pasta. I love ramen as well. Gyoza, life. Yeah, I say if I had to pick one, it would probably be Italian. But I like Thai. Gotta love some British food as well. Fish and chips, come on, Sunday roast. Yes. And what do we have? Okay, so jokes. So, are you a Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte, or Samantha? Which is a Sex and the City reference. I'd say I'm probably a Carrie and a Samantha, like smushed together. So I'm just a romantic slut, basically. Well, I'm not, but I like to think I am. And also, what is your real first name? And my real first name is Daniel. Dan for short. Whenever someone calls me Daniel, I'm always like, am I in trouble? You know, it's very triggering. It's like a school thing, I guess. And I think that is everything. Let me just double check. Yeah, well, I can't believe it's finally done. I'm sure you can't believe either. And so all I can say is thank you for sticking around, and if you enjoyed this, then smash likey, and subby.